What up? Let's talk about the Charlotte Hornets. Because if you're a Charlotte Hornets fan, I'm sorry. But I think it's going to get better. I don't know how quickly it's going to get better, but I think it's going to get better. So, what I will start out by saying is that I think LaMelo Ball is the best pick the Charlotte Hornets have made ever. Ever. And he clearly is the key to their success. And whether that be with him on the team or if they trade him to, I guess, further pursue a whole rebuild or start from scratch, if you will, LaMelo's going to have to be a piece of one of those things, or else, you're not winning otherwise with this team. I like the draft pick that they made in this year's draft. 6th overall, they picked Tidjane Salon. I believe I'm saying that correct. He's from France. So one of, the many new French players in the NBA, along with Alex Sarr and Zachary Risache. But I think he's got potential. He had a pretty decent summer league, put up a double-double in one of the games. An average, a couple points, couple rebounds. Nothing special, but I think everyone kind of knew that this dude was going to be kind of raw coming in, which seems like that's just what the Hornets go after, But I like the young core that they're building, and I think if they get one more high draft pick, like if they get a top 4 draft pick this upcoming season, I think they're going to be, in a good position to start kind of make things happen, and hopefully start, winning a little bit, because I think you can only tank for so long until it's going to, be kind of detrimental to your team. And if you have players that are good young players and they're losing for too long, they're going to go somewhere else. Or they're just going to get unhappy and they're not going to want to be on that team anymore. So that's the thing I worry about with LaMelo. I don't think LaMelo would really try and push it. I think he's a pretty loyal guy. And I think he frankly likes the role that he gets to play on the Hornets. I don't know if he would really enjoy, I don't know if he would enjoy right now being on a team that's a little more serious. I think it almost is better to be a young player that gets drafted, top 5 overall. You come in, you're the focal point of your team's offense. You're the, centerpiece that they're building around. And I think some people do a lot better in that situation because they are used to being kind of that star and being in the spotlight. And obviously any one of the Ball brothers is probably used to being in the spotlight, having, their reality show and all that other that they had going on while they were coming up. And just being LeVar Ball's son, LeVar Ball is clearly made for the cameras. So, I think the situation works for LaMelo. I just want him to be able to play winning basketball. And it would be cool to see the Hornets do it, because I think if they do start playing well, I think their fan base will rally around them, and it'll be a very good situation, and it'll be a buzzing city, no pun intended. But yeah, they gotta get another good young player, and then I think they're really in motion. And I think they made a really good choice by taking Brandon Miller instead of Scoot Henderson. I think Scoot Henderson is going to be really good, but I don't think Scoot Henderson would fit well in this situation. I think Brandon Miller can play a little bit more versatile than Scoot Henderson. And we'll have to see. This is, they've been in the league 1 year, so we'll have to see how it pans out over the next couple of years. But I like Brandon Miller's style, and I like the size he brings, and he just fits this team better for the future, in my opinion. Because I think if you have Scoot Henderson, that's another guy that's going to need to be ball dominant. I don't think Brandon Miller needs to be as ball dominant as Scoot Henderson. But like I said, time will tell. But imagine if this team gets Cooper Flag, right? Like that's a crazy team. If this team gets Cooper Flag in the upcoming draft, that's gonna be nuts. It's gonna be fucking nuts. And I honestly, like, obviously you guys know where I stand. I'm a Wizards fan, so I want Cooper Flag. But if he had to go somewhere else, I would say Charlotte would be a cool place because, again, similar to LaMelo's situation, I think Cooper Flag's going to have a lot of reign. He would be able to, play the way he wants. He'll be able to play a lot of minutes and develop. Cooper Flag's also, as skilled as he is, he's still going to be a raw prospect once he gets into the NBA. I think his floor is just pretty high, though. He's clearly like an incredible defensive presence, solely just on his athleticism alone. He's also just like a crazy lob threat, crazy slasher. He's got a good shot, too, can shoot the mid, can shoot the three. So that would be cool. And I think with LaMelo's passing ability and then Cooper Flag being this high flyer, that would be entertaining as fuck to watch. But again, I hope he goes to the Wizards. But I think this team's been bad for so long. And it's interesting because a lot of teams go through like periods of mediocrity. And like, I want to say like the Hornets have made like the least amount of noise in the playoffs ever since I've ever been a fan of the NBA. And even going back to when they were the Bobcats, I mean, I don't even know if they made the playoffs when they were the Bobcats like at all, but they need to have like a team that people are going to remember. Because I think even if you don't make the playoffs consistently with a team that people remember, like you need a good team for your fan base. Like I remember, like I'm not a Knicks fan, but I grew up, all my friends were Knicks fans and we would watch Knicks games. And like I remember like the Knicks teams that had like Nate Robinson and Jamal Crawford and David Lee, and like those teams weren't very good, but they were memorable. And they made you like enjoy watching the games because Nate Robinson was just like a crazy athlete. He blocked Yao Ming one time. Like it was just interesting to watch those games. So even if your team's not winning, like you need to build fan support and you need to build up momentum so that when you do have the talent in place, the fan support is there. And the fans are like, I love this team. I'm standing behind it. I'm standing on business. And, I feel like the Hornets have yet to have that. And I want that for all the young Hornets fans out there that are waiting for this incredible team and, crazy highlight reels. Like, they don't want to be on Shaqtin' and a Fool anymore. And I get it. I've been there. I'm there right now, frankly. Did you guys see Jordan Poole last season? Exactly. So I think good things are coming for the Hornets. I just think they need to keep their head down and just keep going with the process and just, play your young guys, let them develop. Don't win a ton of games. Continue to build up your talent and just build a culture. And if you do all those things, you probably got good things headed towards you. So just lock in, and let LaMelo go off. That dude's icy.